Okay, now for preparation of post for indirect technique. For that reason, your crown, the indications for doing indirect technique for post and core is depends on availability of the tooth structure on the crown prep. So if the tooth is indicated for custom-made post and core, what you have to do once you prepare the canal part, you have to prepare the margins of the crown as well. Okay. What you need to have PARAPOST endodontic system for casting technique. Okay, basically they are just the same like the one that I have showed you previously. It's just that they have 3 other materials, which is the first one is actually impression post. The one that need to be inserted into the canal later, the smooth surface one. Impression post is the one that has smooth surface. And compartment is temporary post. The third one, burn out plastic post. This one to be used with one of the indirect method as well. Alright, so you need to take this impression post, and then the size should be according to the last drill that you used before. So in this case, the last size that I used, the drill size is blue color. So you have to take the same color coded, which is the blue one. Check the fitting first. Okay. And then you have to check with your tray. In the clinic, you have to fabricate a special tray to take the impression for crown or bridges. So you have to check the tray, the fitting of the tray, is it interfere or not with the tray. If it's interfere, you have to remove a little bit. Okay, in this case, it's actually interfere with the tray, so I will remove about 5 mm. Okay, check the fitting again. So you need to have room for the impression above the post, impression material above the post. Okay, so before you take the impression, what you have to do, you have to create serrations on the impression post so that it will, the material will stick better to the post, better, the impression material. Just use your envelope. Right, so serrations only the coronal part of the post, the head of the post. Okay. Okay. As for impression, we're gonna use light body silicone. So you need to have injection one to be filled in inside the canal, and then you need to have another to be filled in inside the canal, and then you need to have another one to load the impression material on the tray. Okay, if possible, you should have an assistant to do this procedure. Okay. Okay, don't forget to apply adhesive, BPS adhesive on the tray before you load the impression material. Load your light body inside the canal. Place the impression post immediately. Make sure it's sit correctly. And don't forget to put light body around the margins of your preparation as well. At the same time, your assistant needs to load the remaining of the material or medium body inside the stock tray. Okay, so in patient's mouth, make sure you hold your tray firmly and make sure it's stable, and wait until the material is fully set. Alright, so once the material completely set, so you can remove it. Alright, so when you have your impression done, you need to check that the impression, all the margins are recorded. and you have thin layer of impression material on the impression post. Make sure there is no bubbles around the margins. Okay, now we are going to show you how to make a temporary crown with temporary post. For this kind of case, you cannot leave patient with temporary crown without having temporary post inside the canal. Otherwise, your crown will not actually last. Okay, before you make your temporary crown, make sure you apply Vaseline on the prepared tooth. Okay. Otherwise, the material, temporary crown material, will stuck on the tooth surface. Please apply on the coronal part of the canal as well. Okay, so this is temporary post from the PARAPOST kit that I have showed you before. Same size with the impression post and the last drill. Place the impression post inside the canal. Okay, and then you have to check the fitting. If it's interfere with the occlusion and you don't have enough room of material, you need to remove the excess of the post. For this exercise, we are going to use trim. Okay, so make sure you take just enough amount of monomer to fabricate one temporary crown. Okay. Apply, put your powder until it's fully saturated. Place the trim inside the putty matrix. Okay. Don't press the putty matrix, just apply finger pressure and wait it until it reach the plastic stage. Before it's reached the plastic stage, you have to remove. Means that before it's set. Okay. When it's set, take it out from the silicone putty. So make sure the temporary post stick into the temporary crown. And you have to check all the margins. Make sure all are recorded. Okay, so the next stage is you have to remove all the excess. You can use acrylic burr and soft flat disc. This is one example of the finished temporary crown and post. Okay, and this temporary crown and post, you have to use temporary cement to cement inside the canal and on the crown prep. Thank you.